It's never going to get printed out if there's a script. They're not going to print it. Like, it's not like they give it out to everyone to read.
There was an office memo.
Just
go do it, goddammit!
Just making up accents at this point.
Do it!
You heard him. Please.
You know what's better than, you know what's honestly the best thing? Pissing drunk outside.
Nothing better. Just staring up into the stars. You're like, like I'm having a great night. Like, this is a fun time.
Sometimes I prefer to pee outside than I do a bathroom.
Oh.
You think aliens are real? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my beard's wet. Welcome back to the Pro End Podcast. Just a couple of amateur athletes talking pro sports. I'm Sam Cohen.
I'm RJ Tamillo. I'll fill the time. It's a bad day to be Adidas because I'm wearing Puma shorts, Nike shoes, and a Jordan t-shirt. Sorry, Adidas. Didn't make the cut today. You got the Adidas.
Here we are.
All right, we're repping everything. Bad day to be Reebok, though.
Sorry, Reebok.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a bad decade to be Reebok, I'd say.
It's been a while.
Yeah, ever since Shaq.
Ever since they lost. Nah, bro, they were hyped up with the John Walls. I had.
The John. All right, yeah, John Walls.
The zigzag things.
Dude, I never had a pair, but I literally was obsessed with them for some reason. I just loved them. They're all so ugly.
I had the red and black.
They're all hideous.
Like I got them and I was like, these don't look as good as I thought they were gonna.
If you look back, like on the some of those shoes, like when we were like 10, 12 when they came out, I thought they were the sickest shit ever. If I look back, I'm like, wow, I would never buy those.
Yeah, I mean, I used to wear them to Great Adventure because I would go to like the security booth and they'd measure you correctly,
right,
and give you a wristband, and then you wouldn't have to get measured.
So you ripped the ZigTechs because they gave you some height.
Yep. Got my wristband. Pretty much walked through every ride like this.
You walked around like this, like you're John
here's
Wall.
My wristband. Here you go. I'm tall enough. See ya.
Yeah, see this wristband? Yeah, John Wall.
Literally. That's how I got on El Toro, King to Ka, all them rides. Nitro.
Dude, King to Ka? Never. I won't
probably
do
shouldn't
it.
Have been.
I won't do it.
Probably shouldn't have been on the coaster.
You're a King to Ka?
That was the right size.
You're a King to Ka guy? You did that?
Yeah, multiple times. I've been on King to Ka when I went backwards.
That shit petrifies me. The thought,
awesome.
Like, see, the thought of that.
Nah, it was cool.
Oh, that
you got all the way up there.
I like roller coasters, but I don't like that.
Anyway.
Oh, that would freak me out. I don't like the climbing upward part of it, and it's the fucking tallest roller coaster ever, isn't it? Yeah, so like just the thought of climbing straight up in the air and being literally in the clouds and then just falling to your death. Like, it's just always freaked me out. I never even considered going on that. But the rest of the rides, I'll rip them. El Toro, sick. Everything else is sick.
I'd say the best part of King to Ka is like the launch.
Like
it just goes back and stops, and you don't know when it's going. It just stops and sits there for like a minute, and you're just like, and then you get fucking launch. You're like, wow. And then if you go back down, you're like, oh shit.
That is
crazy.
Scary.
But nah, yeah, that's what I did with them.
Classic Six Flags.
Never played basketball in them in my life.
If you're in the Six Flags in New Jersey area, give us your favorite roller coaster in the comments down below.
Better be Nitro. That's all I'm gonna say.
What's the one? Was it Superman? The one where you're like laying, like you're pretty much just free
That's
falling?
the one you see when you're walking into the park.
Yeah,
the
okay.
one on the left.
I did that the last time
one.
I was there, which was probably like 6 years ago. 5 years ago.
I like Bizarro too. Bizarro's a pretty good ride.
I think I've done.
A lot of twists and turns on that one.
What's the classic? It's like not a scary ride at all, but it's just like a Skull Mountain. That's a classic.
If you want to break your neck.
Yeah, yeah. That's a classic.
I think the pitch black atmosphere.
That's what adds to it.
That's
I
what
think
made it.
Yeah, it's just you're like going through a cave. You're like, ooh, Skull Mountain.
You pass the big school. You're like, whoa.
Yeah, and you get out. You're like, all right, let's go plummet from fucking 700 feet in the air
because I can't see anything. Yeah. It's so bright. It's so bright outside. It's so dark in there. And then I usually get on that trolley thing and go across the park to wherever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would just run. I used to have
Six Flags. Yeah, I did too.
Like
once or twice.
And my stepdad would be like, "Yeah, I like their Caesar salad, so we're gonna go there for lunch."
There you go. And just go rip some rides.
And I would just go rip like as many rides as I could within like an hour or two, and we'd get out of there.
And just like the Caesar salad. Let's go to Six Flags. I love that.
Dude, it was hilarious.
That's pretty funny, honestly.
The cool part is we legitimately would go on like a Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah.
There was fucking no one there.
Right.
So I could like go ride 4 or 5 rides while he legitimately eats
It's
lunch
worth
and
it when
be
you
back
do
in 30
that.
minutes.
Like going at a time where you can go and not have to wait in line for like an hour of a ride. Just like rip through like 4 or 5. That's always fun.
That would be like we used to help our parents, like they have a janitorial business, so we used to help them clean buildings. And our form of payment would be, okay, we're going to go to Six Flags today, we have to go clean this building for 2 hours.
There you go.
I'm like, all right, fine. I'll go clean as long as I can go fucking ride as many rides as I want.
There you go. That's a pretty good incentive.
We used to do that all the time.
I'm sure you cleaned like a motherfucker.
Dude,
you're like, all right, let's go.
Like 7 of us.
Yeah, probably got it all done as quick as possible. Yep. Like, let's go ahead. Can
Bob
you
was loving it. He was like, all right, you guys earned it. Yep. Here we go.
Yep.
Bob's like, I
way to work. Go ride. Yeah. All right, Kinderka, Caesar salad. I'll see you at 5.
Literally, he would tell us what time to meet back at a spot and be like, you got it, boss.
I love it. That's a fire move right there.
So, yeah.
I love it. I love how we started with the Six Flags segment. That was completely unplanned.
El Toro 26 times in a row.
Really?
In
one day?
Yep. The guy just kept letting us go.
Sick. Do you have to like get out of your seat, or you just stayed in?
Just let us every time. He would just tell the other people to like sit one behind us. Like it wasn't that big a deal. They didn't care. It was
like so, was there like people in line waiting for it? Not really, or no? Sick.
It was like groups of like 2 people, but like only 4 of them.
Right.
So, and then there was 4 of us.
So they would just take whatever seats were open, and
we weren't in like the dead front. We were like somewhere in the middle. Like, we weren't even in the front.
That's fire.
I just wanted to be on like we were just like, can we go again? Like, you guys can go as many times as you honestly want. I was like,
makes sense.
All right, cool.
You got to take advantage of that.
Yeah,
it doesn't happen often.
I had to take a very long rest after that, though.
Yeah, I'm sure
like, I'm getting sick and tired.
You're probably like cracked out on adrenaline.
Oh,
like you're probably like just your whole body was probably just vibrating.
Yeah, every time.
Especially El Toro, it's a wooden roller coaster. Like this shit probably shakes.
Too.
Yeah.
We get done in like 2 minutes. I was like, again.
Yeah. I remember when that thing first came out. Like the thought about it was, I was like, a wooden roller coaster. That sounds like the most unsafe thing possible. Thunder. Yeah, true.
That was like the little one.
True.
I used to go on that one because I wasn't tall enough for El Toro. So my stepdad would be like, we can go on this one.
Just a crazy thought, like building an entire roller coaster out of wood. It's wild to me.
To be used in the summer.
And the thing stays sturdy, and it's like the wood doesn't rot, and it can rain on it, and like everything's fine.
I'm sure they primed it with some shit.
Yeah.
And, like, protected it.
And I'm sure that they do all kinds of maintenance on it, like daily.
Yeah, they probably have to.
Yeah.
That thing was always getting worked on, I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like 100%. You had to kind of test your luck when you were going there. You're like, it might get shut down. It might be shut down today. I haven't seen the car.
See if I can squeeze one out before this thing plummets.
Before they're like, all right, we got a 45-minute wait. If you guys want to wait, you can. If not, please get off.
Yep. And then it's all right. Let's go grab a salad.
All right.
Quick callback. Let's get to some basketball.
Yeah, why not?
Yep. All right. So what do we want to start with today? Some Game 7s. We had a couple good ones.
Yeah, why not? Let's start with the Game 7s.
Yeah, we'll recap those real quick. Obviously, the Knicks and Pacers game was not a very close one, but the Pacers pulled that off, winning 7. Knicks were riddled with injuries, but
tough day to be a Knicks fan.
Yeah, it is.
Their demise was coming either way. I mean,
I agree. Yeah, I mean, it was either you lose this game here or you get pummeled by the C's.
I feel like Knicks fans knew that in some sort of fashion. The smart ones, that is, not the idiotic.
Especially with all these injuries too, you can't expect to like say they did win that game and then
they're dead tired.
Yeah, they ran into the ground.
They're playing 48 minutes a game. Yeah, they're dead.
I've seen a lot of talk about that. We'll talk about that real quick. What do you think about Tom Thibodeau like playing guys all these minutes? Do you think that it like runs them into the ground and that injuries like are kind of, I don't want to say his fault, but like maybe a part of that is that they play so many extended minutes?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah. At the same time, though, it's like I feel like he didn't really have a choice.
I kind of agree, but like at the same time, I'm thinking like not playoffs. Like I think what he's doing, playing them in the playoffs, like you have to. That's what you should do. But yeah, towards like the end, I mean, they did have to win though to kind of secure a seed.
Back, and they were trying to get that second seed,
and it did bring them almost to the Eastern Conference Final. So like that does. I get what you're saying with that.
That's exactly what happened. It happens. It happens to a depleted team. That's just the way it is. Like there's nothing anybody can do about it.
It's almost like you kind of want to think like, could you have trusted like Miles McBride and
later on, like
Alec Burks? And like can you trust those two guys to play very meaningful minutes?
The world may never know at this point. I mean, if you'd asked me, I probably just would have said no. Solely based off experience, because I feel like nobody realizes how much that actually plays into things. Mm-hmm. It's like if you're not experienced, then when you're in a spot in which you've never seen before in such a high pressure situation, nobody knows what the hell you don't even know.
Your body is going to react in ways that you might not even expect.
That's what I'm saying.
Like your nerves and your like the way that your brain is wired. Like you don't know what. You might be nervous as fuck, and you might be jittery and shaking. Like you don't know. Like
you never know because you've never.
It's a very high pressure situation.
Your body has never been in this type of position before.
That's true.
So like at some point in time, I feel like that would have definitely played a role for those two.
Right.
And it probably wouldn't have went in their favor.
I agree. The
only thing that pissed me off the amount that it did was the fucking Knicks fans that just continuously
so they're running the East and that they're going to run through and beat the Celtics and all that.
And at the same time, those same people also tell me that, oh, we're never going to win because it's of injuries. Then shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
All right? Like, if you're going to stick to one side.
It's got to be somewhere in the middle for me. Like, I think, like, you got to be, like, confident in your team and talk your shit, but, like, be realistic and also not make excuses when you're, like, obviously your team's hurt, and that plays a massive role in why they're not here, not in the Eastern Conference Final, but, like, you know, they probably could have lost that game anyway. Yeah. Like, the Pacers are still a really good team.
They're a great
The
team.
Pacers might win some games against the Celtics here. Like,
I could see them winning, too, I'm being honest.
I think 6 is also the
but like,
what
as
seems likely to me.
As a Knicks fan, it's like, don't talk so much shit, and then the second it doesn't go your way,
turn the other page and just go.
Injuries this, injuries that. Like,
right.
Okay, I understand. We all saw, like, it's not like you
happens
guys
to
are the only
team.
ones that knew that you guys had injuries. We know it too.
Yeah.
You're the ones that are just talking this amount of shit.
Right.
That aren't going to be able to back it up at the end. And then now you want to pull this excuse. It's not really an excuse, but to me, it's an excuse as to why your shit talking fucking came back into your face like an idiot.
Well said.
So,
well said.
Fuck you, Knicks fans.
That was
for that exact reason.
That's
the only reason I have so much beef. Is like, you guys want to fucking sit there and complain about injuries, but at the same time talk so much shit that it's like, once it comes and hits you back, and if karma's a bitch, but don't fucking hit me with the injuries now. That's all I'm going to say.
Wow. I don't even think we need to do the weekly roast because I
don't think so either. I might just re-edit that and put it in.
I was going to say, I think there's your weekly roast on the Knicks right there. There we go.
I've wanted to say that forever.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they're out because now I can fucking say
it. That was well said. I will say, to play devil's advocate, I will show some love to the Knicks because they did have a great season. They had a great team, and, you know, they lost, and it is what it is. I didn't expect them to get this far. So, good for you guys.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I really do agree with you.
Yeah.
It's just the select few that think that they were hot shit.
Yeah, I hear you.
And I guarantee those people didn't even watch during the regular season.
I also think I have a different perspective of Knicks fans than you do because not Knicks fans, I shouldn't say, but the Knicks fans that I know, that I talk to about the Knicks are just casual basketball fans that aren't talking hella shit, thinking they're the best team in the world, and they're just, like, hyped to fucking be here.
Dude, the amount of text
that I love.
After a Knicks win.
Yeah, and then I see you, like,
like,
all the Knicks fans, you know.
Don't expect me to snap back or
they're talking shit on you because you're a Celtics fan, so they're coming at you, too. Like, it's different.
Meanwhile, my fucking
we got a different
team
view
owns your
here.
team, pussies. And y'all would have got fucking mollywopped if y'all played us.
I honestly really wanted to see it. I think
Me
it would have
too.
been such a fun series.
All my friends, in my Celtics group chat, we were all just like, we just want to end their season.
Yeah.
I wanted to be the one to be like, go home.
It's also just like a cool NBA series, like
like
Knicks Celtics. Those are two historic teams, like
great stadiums, great crowds.
great stadiums, exactly. Two very enthusiastic fan bases. It would have been good, but
instead, it really would. I mean, Indiana's a pretty.
Yeah,
they're pretty. They love basketball.
Yeah, they do.
They're
they do.
Big on basketball in Indiana.
You're right, and they love T.J. McConnell.
Yeah, I did catch them chanting "We want Boston" though, so we know how that usually turns out.
Yeah, I saw your story.
Been chanting that.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's ever gonna learn at this point, but who cares?
Yeah, it seems like every team likes to do that when they. But it
we're
always.
We're only 10-2 in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But Jason Tatum's not clutch. We can't get the job done. All that stuff, riffraff.
Shout out to Kendrick Perkins.
Yeah, thanks, Kendrick. Idiot.
First edition of the weekly roast. All right.
On to the good game.
Yeah, let's go on to Timberwolves Nuggets game 7. That was unbelievable.
There was, at one point in that game, I texted GG, not because I thought the Timberwolves were going to lose. It's because I thought they were going to lose Karl Anthony Towns when he went down.
Yeah.
That's when I said GG because I was like, fuck, if they lose him, they're screwed.
Right.
And luckily, he fucking battled through. They came back. Jaden McDaniels,
he's like playing like Scottie Pippen right now.
His defense.
You want to call Anthony Edwards, Michael Jordan? I'll call Jaden Daniels Scottie Pippen.
I mean, yeah.
If you want to get fucking outlandish.
He is the quarterback for the Commanders, though.
Jaden Daniels. Oh, yeah. Jaden McDaniels. Sorry, I forgot.
Jaden Daniels could be Scottie Pippen.
Right. You never know. He could be Scottie Pippen.
Could be Dayton Larsa Pippen.
He could be.
Wait, her last name might not be Pippen anymore.
No.
She might just go by Larsa.
Just straight one name.
Yeah.
Larsa, like Rihanna.
What was her last? I never knew she had a last name.
Know.
I thought it was always. Thought she was his sister.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, that's funny.
No, but Jaden McDaniels played fantastic basketball.
He did.
So did Jamal Murray, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, Jamal Murray was giving everything he had.
Jokic did as much as he could.
Yeah.
I feel like they had the upper hand in that game.
Jamal Murray is like an all-time playoff point guard.
Oh my God,
Like
yeah,
he's such a great player in the playoffs specifically that like I feel like he gets one more ring under his belt, he might be a Hall of Famer. Like I don't know if that's crazy to say, but
no, because if he did,
two rings,
it'd
like
be 2 within 5 years.
Yeah, like I can definitely see Jamal
not
Murray
easy.
being a future Hall of Famer. I never thought I'd say that, but like I think he could be.
Select few teams, let alone players, that can even say that.
Yeah, for sure.
And most of those players are like Steph Curry, LeBron, Michael Jordan, and Kobe.
Right.
So, I mean,
Yeah,
they're the ones that won so many championships in such little time.
that's true. What I was saying with him is like I feel like eventually when they have so much size, the Timberwolves at least inside with Gobert and Cat and Naz Reid and all those guys in there, like Jamal Murray's he likes to score inside, and he just kept taking it to the hoop and getting beat up, and like for 7 games, like eventually like you're just gonna run out of fucking gas.
Yeah, I mean, wear and tear. It's
Yeah,
exactly
definitely
what it is.
some wear and tear.
Same with Jokic. I mean, he played his fucking
too.
ass off all series.
He
You could
did,
just see it.
and
You could just
he
see was drained.
he's throwing his body around into these fucking
monster.
7-footers all series long. Like that's gonna drain you a
I'll
little
always
bit.
have respect for Joker.
Yeah,
Win or lose,
for sure.
I'll always have respect for Joker.
For sure.
Hate him.
He's
hate
the
to love
MVP.
him, but I love him.
I may have said that SGA, we both did that SGA deserved the award, but obviously Jokic also deserves the award.
Oh,
but I just
Jokic was undeserving.
not undeserving at all, very deserving. But I don't know. I like to see something different.
Me too. I'm tired of the same old.
Yeah,
I
for
like
sure.
to switch up. That's why I like this conference finals right
Yeah,
now.
I'm really glad we got at least one of the
Someone's winning a
Timberwolves and
championship
Thunder.
for the first time
Yeah, true.
ever
Very true. Very true.
as a player. So you're going to be Luka,
Yeah.
Tatum, Edwards, Halliburton.
And then you got the Timberwolves haven't been to the Western Conference Final in 20 years.
See what KG said?
What do you say?
He goes, if the Timberwolves and Celtics make the championship, I win.
That's true. He does.
He literally said I'm the only motherfucker that gets to stand in the middle and cheer for both teams respectively.
I didn't even think about
He's
that.
like, I'm the only one.
A KG NBA Finals would be really dope.
So he'd be like, no matter who wins, I'm happy.
Yeah, that's funny. He could just wear whatever team's at home.
He said he's part Celtic, part Wolf. That's legitimately what he said.
Part Wolf.
It's quoted.
I love
he said,
that.
I'm part Wolf, part Celtic.
That's pretty funny.
The respect to KJ.
Yeah, gotta be cool that a guy that wasn't drafted by your team has so much pride in being a member of your team.
Oh yeah, I love it.
That's always cool.
Like when Kyrie did what he did to Lucky.
Yeah.
The first person to say something was KG. He was like, "You ever disrespect that guy again?"
Yeah, I mean he's the enforcer.
He probably was like, "P, you see that shit? Yeah. P."
P was like, I got shit, dude. Give me a fucking wheelchair, bro.
P's trying to catch hands with anybody and anyone.
Paul Pierce is maybe one of my all-time favorite people to see on the internet. Every time you see him on your screen, it's just like,
Pure
this
comedy.
guy might do
Gold.
something crazy here. I
Gold.
gotta watch to the end.
The video today of him, he's pumping iron, and he goes, "Yeah, just me getting ready for any fade I'm ready to catch." I'm like, all right, this guy's.
I remember when he went on IG Live with the strippers in the background and all that.
That's when he was a paid member,
a paid media member, yeah. So I was like, damn, he's done. I was like, we're never gonna see Paul Pierce in the media again.
Little did we
and then
know.
he just kept doing it and just did it his own way, and I love it.
It's starting
Sick.
to get like that too, and I love it.
Yeah,
It's starting to have, with YouTube and stuff, you get way more freedom.
it's definitely since almost since COVID, where people just kind of started making their own platforms.
Shit.
And it's
making their own entertainment.
Yeah.
They had to entertain themselves somehow.
Exactly. People realize that they don't need to be under
watch
some
ESPN
corporation
25
control
Exactly.
to say what they want to say, and people will watch it regardless.
Exactly. No, that's exactly. I mean, that's literally what we're doing.
Exactly. Right now, here we are. No ESPN corporate control over here. We'll say whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, bitches.
Like and subscribe, motherfucker.
That's gold. All right, let's get into these conference finals. Let's start with the Mavs and T-Wolves. What a series
Actually,
I think this is going to be.
Should we start with the Celtics since it's first series?
Oh, yeah. They're playing tonight.
Yeah, so we'll
this
get
will
into
be out
that
tomorrow,
first.
but they'll be playing tonight. So
Yeah,
they'll
so
pretty much be up 1-0.
See if we were right about what we think might happen here when we talk about it.
It'll be up 1-0 by the time this video comes out.
I think I agree with you. I think the Celtics are a good game one team.
Yeah. We like to come out strong, especially when we haven't played in a while.
Yeah, they're fresh. They're obviously they're missing Porzingis. Still out game 1 and 2. You said
Game 1 and 2 will be out. I'm very confident he'll be back game 3, barring it's not 2-0. If it's 2-0, I don't think he'll be back game 3. I think he'll be back game 4.
Okay.
Because we'll give ourselves. Listen, we're not going to. I personally don't think we're going to sweep the Pacers. We're going to lose games at some point.
Yeah.
Probably 2. Do I think they can beat us 4 times? Fuck no.
I agree.
Do I think they can beat us twice? Yeah.
I think they're a well-rounded enough team to at least win 2 games here.
Yeah, it's the conference finals.
It's the NBA.
You're not gonna lay down. Like they got here by fighting for their life. They're going
100%.
to continue to fight for their life. Not to mention they have 0 to lose, so they can go out there and just play as free basketball as they want. We're the ones under a ton of pressure. We have to come out. We have to dominate. Apparently, we can't even win by like 10.
And you have to get over this hump that everyone's talking about. This getting,
after somebody averages 33 and 11, like in a series, but he's not good enough.
Yeah, right.
I'm just so fucking sick and tired of hearing it. So apparently we have to dominate. So we have all the pressure in the world. But I mean, I think this is a 6-game series and we handle it. Draymond called for a gentleman's sweep, which I think is crazy.
Gentleman's sweep? I think that could happen.
5-1?
Yeah, or 4-1.
4-1.
But yeah, I don't think that's too crazy. I think the Celtics, if they win 2 games, like they win the first 2.
If we win 2 right away, I think it's possible.
Yeah, and then I think if that happens, they still don't rush Porzingis back. I think they then bring him back once you lose a game.
Yeah, but don't freak out if they don't win 4-1.
Oh yeah, no.
It's the conference finals. Like you're getting the best Pacers you're gonna get.
I'd be surprised if it went less than 6.
Not to mention these 2 offenses in the NBA were ranked 1st and 2nd in offensive net rating.
Right.
So
yeah. I mean the Pacers
score at volume.
The Pacers score a shit ton of points, and if they catch you on a day like the other day versus the Knicks where they shot the fucking lights out, like if they just shoot the lights out, like you just have to keep pace with them, and if it's not a great shooting night for you guys, it's tough to win a game like that.
Exactly what happened against Game 2 in Miami.
Yeah,
they outshot
that's gonna happen.
Shit out of us.
Yeah,
we weren't shooting well.
That's just basketball.
Yeah, anybody can beat anybody on any given night.
It's like almost in any sport you can say that too. Like we say that a lot in the NFL season. It really is. Like you can't
Nothing's guaranteed.
Yeah,
ever. If you think it's guaranteed, that's when you lose it.
Yep, you have to respect your opponent at all times.
Because they are fighting just as hard for the same thing you want. They have the same goal in mind.
Yep.
And they want it just as bad.
And they weren't expecting to be there, so they're kind of playing with house money.
Exactly. Like I just said, they have literally nothing to lose in this series. If I was Tyrese Halliburton, I wouldn't be mad if I had 12 turnovers in a night, but 13 assists and 25 points and lost by 10.
Right.
Like, play as free basketball as you fucking want.
Right.
Really.
Which is when the Pacers are at their best, yeah. When they can just play free and they can run and they can just
nothing to lose.
let it fly.
Like, we had nothing to lose in this series. We weren't supposed to win. We weren't supposed to beat the Knicks.
That's very true.
So, we'll see. But I'm calling that one a 6-game series. I think the C's get it done 4-2, move on to the NBA Finals.
I'm also going to roll with you there and say it's a 6-game series. I think it's just a good enough team here to where they're going to win a few.
Yeah,
but
the problem
it's not going to be scary
Pacers
for you guys.
Is we are bringing KP back at some point.
Yeah.
So if you're going to get your wins in,
get him now.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you
when
saw
he comes back,
when he's there, you guys have basically been unbeatable.
Personally, I think he's the reason we win basketball games. Not because of what he can do, it's what he can do for everyone else in terms of...
He's definitely the reason why you were the best team in the NBA this year.
I mean, like, he allows everyone else to do so much more.
100%.
By just standing there.
He unlocked, like, the rest of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Derek White, and, like,
they all said that's the missing piece they felt they've needed.
100%.
And you could see it when he plays with them.
Very much so.
And when he doesn't play good, they lose games.
Mm-hmm.
And... that's just how it is. I just think he's the reason we win basketball games, personally.
Yeah, it's also like that with a lot of teams that have a big that can shoot. Like, if you have a guy that can stretch the floor like that and, like, create so much more space and, like, you can't leave him open. You can't,
how many
like, switch a guard onto him. Like, you have to make sure.
Kristaps pick and roll.
Yeah.
5, 6 options.
Yeah.
Like, teams got to worry about that, like you just said.
And you can run that with any player you want, really. Like, the whole team can run the pick and roll with him. Because everyone can handle the ball.
Our power forward can run with our center in a pick and roll.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Right. Yeah, that'd be some shit.
Because then Tatum gets the center switch on him, and it's just mince meat at that point. You're done. He's going right by you.
Facts.
You're probably going to foul him, or he's just going to make a layup.
It's facts.
That, or they'll sag off. He'll just swing it over to KP, and KP has one of the quickest triggers I've ever seen.
He does. That's another thing.
I've never seen somebody shoot a ball quicker.
He doesn't need much space because he's 7'4", so he's basically shooting over top of you anyway. So
and he doesn't have to have his hands up,
you can just go like
his
this.
His hands are at his fucking face. He's already over the rim.
And he's shooting with his wrist.
And it goes down.
He's going like this, pretty much.
It's like watching somebody play on a mini hoop Like a
yeah, honestly, yeah, facts.
How it
like
looks
how
so
it feels to shoot on it,
effortless.
where you're just like you jump up and your head's already above the
You
rim.
see
You're just like
everything,
you're basically
it's like,
just
oh, there
dropping
it
it in. Yeah.
But you're 30 feet away.
Yeah, like when he jumps up to take a jump shot, he probably has an angle where like his eyesight is almost lined up with the rim.
He does
like
this
he's
weird,
just kind of dropping
he does
it
this
in.
weird move around the free throw line where like he catches, turns, and just shoots. He doesn't even like set
Yeah.
himself or anything.
It's crazy. His post bag is pretty nuts.
It's impressive for
Yeah,
somebody that
it
big
is.
because he's got handles too.
Yeah, he definitely is somebody that like.
Unicorn.
Yeah, like you forget how good he is because like he came into the league with all this hype and then he wasn't that great for the Knicks and then he bounced around to a few teams, the Wizards, the Mavericks, and now he's here and then he's showing you why he was like a fucking top pick. Yeah, it's kind of crazy this long into his career, but he finally found a home.
Revenge tour. We got him for another 3 years. Gotta fucking love it. I got to see he's moving on.
As do I. But let's move on to the Western Conference Final.
Let's do it.
T-Wolves, Mavs, baby. This is a good one. This is going to be a great series, too.
I think this is going to go 7, personally.
7? I can see it.
I can't see Kyrie and Luka laying down.
No?
Nope. Kyrie especially. Kyrie has been playing out of his fucking mind in
Yeah,
these
he
playoffs.
has.
Practically won that series by himself.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I mean, Luka, they were there and they played very
the
well.
games that he didn't play well were the games they lost.
And the games they won are when Kyrie clutched the fuck up.
That's facts.
Got the ball and said, all right, I'm going to do what I did in 2016 to win a championship.
Mm-hmm. He's been there before. Yeah, 2016.
That's when he hit that shot.
Yep,
Yeah.
over Steph.
Yeah.
Probably the most iconic shot of our
One of, probably.
that decade, I'd say.
Yeah, no, probably. It's up there for sure. But, yeah, I see this going 7.
Yeah, I can definitely see 7. You got Ant versus Kyrie is probably going to be the matchup. We saw Ant Edwards said.
Yeah.
Like, he's
That's gonna be
basically
awesome.
called them out. Like, was like, yeah, like it's going to be me versus Kyrie. We'll see what I can do.
Hardest matchup he's had so far in the playoffs. I
Yeah.
don't care what anybody says about KD. I don't give
Facts.
a shit. I
Facts.
think Kyrie's harder to guard.
100%.
Way
Easily.
quicker.
He'll definitely be easier to score on, but definitely tough to guard. He is shifty as
Mavs play
fuck.
some good defense, though.
They do. They have, which is so like weird to say because they were like the worst fucking defensive team ever
been
for
playing
like
good defense
years.
in the playoffs.
Yeah, they have. Like for a while, they've now been playing well with all these role players. Like
I think
Derek
P.J.
Lively's a good
Washington
player.
and
PJ Washington,
have
Lively.
really sparked
Yeah.
that defense.
They're young and fast
Especially
now.
Washington with his, like,
Yeah.
whatever this is, energy.
Yeah, they needed a
Just
fucking
goes like
big
this.
guy. Like they needed somebody that had a little bit of strength. They had a lot. Like obviously they have Gafford now, who's not a big, huge like
No, he's strong. He's
but
strong, though. I
he's
give it
strong.
to him.
He's stronger now. I feel like when he came into the league, he was a little skinny, but
Lively plays with an energy, though. That,
yeah,
like, is-
that's what you need. You need a guy that's just a fucking spark
He
plug.
plays with, like, a weird, like, a certain energy that you can't get out of every guy.
Right, almost like
Okay.
a.
It's like a tall Grant Williams.
Yeah, I was almost gonna say like like a tall Pat Bev.
He's a
but,
scrapper.
like,
That
yeah,
kid's
like really
scrappy.
scrappy.
He is
for
fucking
sure.
scrappy, and he will bang. Like he's not the biggest dude,
Yep.
but he don't mind
Yep.
throwing his body.
They got some guys too that can get up and throw down some like lively dunks. Lively, no pun intended. But yeah, like even what's his face, Derek Jones Jr. is a Maverick, right? Yeah, like all those guys jump out the fucking gym. So like you can get a crowd involved with a big dunk in a playoff game. That's one quick way to turn the momentum in your favor.
Dribbling around like
Kyrie
a fucking
doing crazy
savage. Luka doing
crossovers.
slow motion
Luka,
step backs.
yeah.
They're a good team.
Yeah.
They're here for a reason. They've been in the conference finals. I don't know, 3 times in the last
Mavericks.
6 to 8 years or something like that.
They went to the conference final when they
Twice, maybe?
in the bubble year, I believe, right? Because they beat the Clippers on that buzzer beater, right? And then they.
I thought it was the Nuggets Lakers.
Oh yeah. I forgot. I don't know why in my head I
I
thought
think the
that
year
the
after
Lakers
that,
beat the
the
Nuggets.
Nuggets went to the conference finals.
Might be
If
right.
I'm not mistaken, which
Might
would
be
be
right.
21, and I think they lost to the Warriors,
Yes,
and the Warriors beat us.
that sounds correct.
I'm
Yeah,
not mistaken.
that definitely sounds
And
right.
then last year they didn't go, obviously.
Yeah,
This year.
I think what the NBA wants is Jason Tatum versus Luka Doncic.
I think what the NBA wants is Kyrie Irving back in fucking Boston.
Oh, that too. I didn't even think of that. I can't
I
believe I
want
just said that
I
matchup
want it.
without thinking of that first.
And
That's crazy.
I want it more than
Yeah.
anything. Not because it's the Mavericks, because it's Kyrie Irving.
It's good too because like I feel like Kyrie plays like shit in Boston
He
ever since.
he tries to say that it doesn't bother him.
It bothers him.
I think it bothers him.
100%. He plays like shit when he goes back there. You can see it in his face. He looks scared.
Shouldn't have fucking stepped on
Yeah.
Lucky, you idiot.
Yeah,
Dumbest thing you've done in your career.
that was crazy.
Dumbest thing. But yeah,
Gonna be a
I
good
would
series.
love to see the Mavericks win this, just because, not even because like I want to, like I think the Timberwolves are a better team,
Yeah,
flat
okay.
out. I think they're the better team. I would love to play the Mavericks because I just would love to fucking shit on Kyrie and just pretty much tell him what you did was fucked up.
Yep.
And you fucked up.
And here's karma.
And boom.
Karma comes back around in some ways. It'll be a nice lesson for Kyrie.
Somewhere else, stupid.
I think I would say the T-Wolves are the better team. I agree with you, but I feel like I feel like having Kyrie and Luka, like a little more star power, like
Luka's been there twice now too.
Yeah, like a little more experience, a little more star power. Like it could make them a more dangerous team than the T-Wolves at this point. Because like obviously, when a team makes a run like this and they're young, sometimes it does fade at the end. Like you get all the way there and then you're not experiencing it. Exactly. Like you get there, but you don't have the experience.
Last 6 years I've been dealing with this.
Right. So I could see that happening with the Timberwolves if they made it there. I think the Mavericks have a better chance to beat you guys.
Timberwolves fans, though, that's not a knock at all. Because
not a knock at all.
The fact that your team's here right now and the season you guys have had in general is historical for your franchise.
And I hope that I'm wrong. Like I really like.
I'd love to. No matter who we get, if the Celtics whoever makes the finals, whoever the fuck it is, it's going to be a dogfight.
100%.
It's going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
And I think these 4 teams are great teams to incorporate into that because
it's new. It's a new thing. Yep. Yeah, I love it. I think it's going to be one of the most exciting Eastern Conference, Western Conference finals we've had in a little while. It's new.
It's also kind of like the passing of a torch almost.
A lot. There's no LeBron in this. There's no Steph in this. There's no KD in this. The only guy left
really is Kyrie.
Yeah.
Realistically.
And he's now the number 2, pretty much, kind of on his team. So it's a different era where Kyrie Irving would usually always be the number 1 on a team that's in the Eastern Conference. Well, he was with LeBron, but
still, though.
Yeah. I mean, he was the one that was hitting daggers in Steph's face. Yeah. What else we got with this series? I think Jaden McDaniels is on Luka, I assume, right?
I'd hope.
I feel like that's...
Any sense of
that makes sense to me.
Defensive awareness.
Right. Yeah.
You gotta. He's been playing stellar defense.
Yeah, he's been playing lights out. Matches up well size-wise.
Ass beating Denver.
I did too.
Bold move.
Stepped up.
Bold move to do at the end of the game.
Oh, yeah, that was...
Let me tell you, I was all for it.
Yeah.
If he made that, I was getting at him. I was going like this.
Facts.
But that's tough. That's tough to do.
Yeah, he might have gotten jumped to the parking lot if that went in.
God, yeah. That was... First of all, it's a travel. It's a self-pass.
Yep.
It's a travel. You can't fucking... This is a street ball. The ref was even like, "Oh, is he gonna make this?"
Yeah.
Then they called a foul. And I'm like, "All right, now we're going foul. Just let it go. Like the game's over." So, but that's the conference finals. We'll see how those go.
Yes, we will.
Let's move on though. Remember when?
Yeah, let's do a little remember when first. So, on this day, 2006, we had the Eastern Conference Final.
True.
We had the Detroit Pistons versus the Cleveland Cavaliers.
That was when the Pistons are fucking.
Yeah.
And Wallace, Rasheed Wallace.
It was like the bad boy Pistons.
Phillips,
yeah.
Richard Hamilton. They were tough.
I love those teams. I hated those teams because they would stop the Lakers 3-peat, or 4-peat.
To beat the Celtics all the time, too.
Yeah, they were really good. But yeah, so they had the Cavaliers to 61 points.
Crazy.
It was 79-61 in an Eastern Conference Final Game 7. It's the 4th lowest points in a Game 7 in NBA history.
That is very little amount of points. How much did LeBron have?
I'm going to look right now. That's my next thing I was going to do.
You said it was...
Game 7.
What was the score?
79-61.
Jesus Christ.
That's crazy. Like
the Celtics scored 60 points and a half.
I assume LeBron had to have 35 at least, right?
At least, probably. I mean, he had to have half the team's points. There's no way he did it.
Game 7...
That's
Eastern
wild.
Conference Finals 2006.
61-79.
Yes, sir.
Jesus.
Here we go. All right, so box score. LeBron James was 11 for 24. He had 27 points.
27. Who was the second?
Yeah, I'm trying to see
what points. Mo Williams or some shit?
Larry Hughes off the bench with 10.
Larry Hughes.
The only off the bench with 10 points. He was the only other guy in double digits. Then you have
how many guys did they play?
Ilgauskas had 8. Eric Snow had 4. Ronald Murray had 2. Drew Gooden had 2.
Drew Gooden?
Danielle Marshall had 2. Damon Jones had 0. Varejao had 6. Sasha Pavlicic had 0. It's a lot of guys to play in a game.
7.
I think they played even more than that. It was 10. Yeah, they played 10.
In a game 7.
Oh, yeah, game 7, but they played 10 guys.
In a game 7.
Like,
That's
usually,
2 lineups.
your rotation is 7 guys or maybe 8. Like, in
the playoffs,
yeah, that's crazy. But, I mean, that goes to show you how fucking weak that team was around LeBron. They had nobody. I'm just looking at this roster. How the fuck were they in the Eastern Conference Final?
Who they beat?
Yeah, I don't even know.
We weren't that good yet.
I don't even remember.
I
2006. I was 8 years old.
Probably the East probably wasn't that good. I feel like it was all the West at that point.
Yeah, I mean those are Lakers, Suns, Spurs, Mavericks. Those 4 teams. Rockets were good.
Like, I feel like the West just owned the NBA at that time.
Yeah.
East had like barely anyone. They had like the fucking
feel that
Pistons, Cavs.
I guess the Heat. Were
not even. I mean, yeah, I guess the Heat. They were competitive.
2006. Yeah, so when they got Shaq, so they won in 05?
I think so.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's crazy, though. Yeah, so that happened in this day in history. Yeah. 61 points for the Cavaliers, Game 7.
What a shame.
Pistons. And then I got one more.
Hit it.
This is a good one. This one just came across my feed as I was looking for what happened on this day, and I was like, look at that. So on this day, 2 years ago, Mr. Adley Rutschman called up by the Orioles. Since then, they have the best record in the American League, with a record of 197 and 132.
Gotta love that.
Gotta love it.
Gotta love that.
They haven't been swept.
Series either.
Haven't been swept in the regular season.
Haven't been swept, let alone lose a series.
Let alone lose a series.
For how many years?
Well, no, they've lost a series.
Really?
They've definitely lost a series. So they just haven't been swept. Yeah. They haven't lost a series. That would be fucking incredible. It's just winning 2 out of 3 every time. It feels like that sometimes, though. I mean, they've lost a few recently, but like a lot of the time last year, it was like I'd see which team they were playing. I was like, it's 2 out of 3, maybe a sweep. Yeah, and then they would win at least 2, probably sweep. It was great. Good run. O's are looking good though. I'm loving it. We'll get into some more baseball in another episode, but there is your remember when for this episode.
Start roasting?
Yeah, should we, or did you already kind of get into it? You want to do it again?
Roasting.
All right, let's do it again.
Catch y'all at the roast.
See you there.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another week of the Pro Am Podcast Weekly Roast. Today, I will be roasting the New York Knicks. Thank you. The New York motherfucking Knicks. Don't even get me started. You motherfuckers are the most two-timing, backstabbing sons of bitches I ever met. And let me tell you one thing. The next time I hear anybody complain about injuries while talking that much shit as a fan base, you're getting one of these. For the amount of shit you guys talked, for the amount of excuses with the injuries that have come up, have been so goddamn ass backwards that I'm so glad karma came back and slapped you fuckers right in the face. That's all I have to say. Fuck the New York Knicks. Go C's. Fuck you guys.
All right. Another weekly roast. I'm in a pretty good mood today, though. So, Mike Malone, this one's for you. I'm not going to kill you too hard on this, but if you're going to be a sore fucking winner when you win the championship, you're going to pick all this fun at the Lakers, who's your daddy, all this bullshit you're saying at the parade, you got to be not you got to be. You can't be. You can't be a sore loser. I recovered there. I'm going to keep rolling. You're just a piece of shit, though. You really are. You really are. Guys, just simply, a reporter is asking you a question. He's just trying to get a reaction out of the coach. You just lost Game 7. He's asking you a question. And you're just sitting there fucking nodding your head, rolling your eyes, barely answering his shit. Just answer his question and move on. Be a fucking good loser, like you're a fucking bad winner, and move on. You lost. Go T-Wolves.
Weekly roast. Hope you like that. Let's get into a little pick ya poison.
Pick it.
Hit me with it, brother. What's the scenario today? Pick your poison. Brought to you by RJ Tamillo.
I got you. This one came right off the top of the dome today.
I loved it.
Right off the top of the head. I was just thinking of something that we could do that'd be fun, and this one I think is going to be a good conversation. So, Here we go. You have 2 options. This is over the span of a decade. You can only choose one. So, a 10-year span here. All your favorite sports teams. So, let's say, for your sake, we got the Celtics, the Mets, the Cardinals, and the Devils. if you want to throw in a soccer team or whatever else sport or college or whatever you want to do, national championship, anything like that, all your teams win one championship over a 10-year span. Or one of your favorite teams is just an absolute dynasty, like on another level, like even more so than like a Warriors Patriots type of dynasty run, where they're winning like maybe 5, maybe 6 championships in a 10-year span. But the rest of your teams are all shit, and none of them, they're all going to playoff drought, and you don't get to watch any playoff games for any of those other sports throughout the year. But your other team is just dominating every single year. You know that they're probably just already going to go to the finals and probably win it. What would you take? Pick your poison.
Probably. I don't know. That's tough.
It's really tough because like you get to see success in every sport, but you only get to see a championship one time.
How many sports fans can say they've watched every single one of their teams win a championship?
Not many.
Not many.
And over a course of a decade. Not like in your whole lifetime. This is a decade we're talking. So it's one 10-year span. You're seeing
a World
5,
Series,
probably
a Stanley Cup, a Super Bowl, and a Larry O'Brien.
And then if you want to throw in a national championship or a World Cup victory or anything you want, you get any of your teams that you support and watch like a real fan, they're going to win one time in that decade.
Like even my favorite golfer
yeah.
win the Masters.
Say you're a Scotty or you're a Hung Soo Kim fan. What's his name? He thought he was an Orioles player. Never mind. That was so bad. That was accidental racism. I did not mean that. Sun J.M. Yes. Say you're a fan of him. He wins a Masters.
PGA Championship all in the same year. Like that shit.
Yep.
Or, for example,
the Celtics win 6 championships in 10 years. But the rest of your teams, Cardinals, Mets, everybody, nobody makes the playoffs.
Oh, they don't even make the playoffs.
No playoffs. You're on a playoff drought.
That's even more of a stick.
Yeah, so you're watching nothing but success in this one sport, but nothing but shit in the other sports. And then you're watching success, but you don't get all of it in that one for that one team. So if you have one team that you really like follow more than anyone and you like them more, and like the other teams don't mean as much to you, that it might be more of an incentive to take that. But still, like for the sports fan that loves it all,
it's not even like the team; it's more the trophy for me.
Yeah. Like, you just think that the winning that many NBA championships is, like, worth it to you than winning one?
Vice versa.
How so? What do you mean?
Like, I would just want to say my team has won a fucking Super Bowl. That shit's hard.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
I just want to say my team, like, I watched them win a World Series. That's fucking hard.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And if they all do it?
Yeah, so, like...
You have a hand in every major sports championship in the last decade?
Mm-hmm.
That you can say, like... Somebody's like, oh, well, how many fucking Super Bowls have you seen? Oh, I've seen one.
Yeah.
How many World Series have you seen?
I've
seen one.
Yeah.
They were all in the same decade, too.
Yeah, so you pretty much take that argument away from everybody in every sport.
That's good. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's genuinely hard to think of.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I really had to narrow it down, this is based off personal preference. I'm sure everybody has a different preference.
Yep.
I'd probably pick the Dynasty just because I love the Celtics
more than anything. Yeah.
So if they could win 6 championships in 10 years, that'd be fucking sick. And I wouldn't even give a shit about any other sport at that point.
Right.
I would just be like, yeah, they're cool. They do good. They do good. If they don't, I don't give a flying fuck. As long as the Celtics keep winning.
Yeah. You're like, it's a shame. Cards missed the playoffs again instead of the Mets. But, you know, Celtics are definitely going to win the chip this year. You know?
There is a small part of me, though, that would really fuck with the fact that I got to watch in a decade my favorite team win a Super Bowl, a World Series, a Stanley Cup, a fucking Masters, whatever the hell it is.
Everything, yeah.
Like, I'd be on top of the world.
You get to have that moment of, yes, like my fucking team won in every sport multiple times throughout this decade.
To the individual, that's the best sports decade of all time.
For sure.
With that, there's not even a
100%
close argument with that.
I'd love to know if there's anyone out there. I doubt there's anyone out there that's watching this that has experienced something like this. But if you're a fan of a team, and you've seen them win a championship, how many of you have seen every single team in every sport that you root for win at least once in your lifetime? I'm going to say lifetime because we're talking about a decade here.
Yeah, lifetime. So, I mean, it's hard.
Yeah, very hard. It's pretty crazy, though.
I will exclude, like, a 1968 championship.
Right.
Or whatever it is. Like, I don't want to hear that bullshit.
Yeah.
Even as, like, Laker and Celtics fans.
Yeah, for sure.
Fucking 18 banners. We have 17 banners. I've seen one.
My
one of 16, one of 17.
I'm gonna give my thought process on my answer here because I don't even think I've come to a conclusion yet. But I'm gonna talk it out.
A part of me feels like I know what you're gonna say for reasons that have already happened.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That just the way that you said that makes me.
I know where I'm going.
Yeah, I do. So the Raiders don't make the playoffs much anyway. The Lakers are headed towards not making the playoffs for a little bit once LeBron is done. Might be I don't want to say it's gonna be a rough decade, but it's it's not prime Kobe years or anymore. Or, LeBron got his title here. It's gonna be tough to pivot after he leaves.
Yeah.
Lakers might be headed towards some losing seasons. The Orioles are my favorite team. I bleed orange. Everything about the Orioles is like an embodiment of me.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I am the Orioles. So if I got to see them win 6 championships, 6 World Series in 10 years,
I knew exactly where this was
nobody can say anything to me.
and I know
I'd
exactly,
be
exactly who this is getting directed towards.
Yeah, like the Yankees can fucking hold my dick.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Because it would just be the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Being able to have that over
wouldn't be
Yankees
able to
fans
say shit.
forever would literally just be the best thing ever.
They can take all 26
Yeah.
before 09 and shove
That's
them
what I'm.
so
That's what
far
I'm.
up
That
their ass.
exactly. Because I could be like, I've seen just as many as you have, and then all the other 26 that you're talking about happened before Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier. So, like, I'm good on that, and I think I made my answer there.
I knew where that was
I'm going with the O's, baby. We're winning 6.
A part of me kind of thought you were going to flip it.
The
though.
other way because the O's are going to do that anyway.
I was,
I was
gonna
thinking
say
that.
just because the Lakers kind of already did do that. for
True.
you.
True.
So you've kind of been through that part.
That's the thing,
Which
too.
is why I honestly thought you were going to say watch everyone do it. Because, I mean, you probably wouldn't give as much a shit about the Lakers, but to watch the Raiders and Orioles,
Yeah, I would really.
Raiders,
I would
dude.
love
You're
to
a
see the
Raider.
Raiders win. That's the thing that makes me
fuck.
want to take that. Exactly. Like, there's a part of me that wants to take that answer because just for the Raiders
You're like
aspect
KG
of it.
to me. You're part Oriole, part Raider.
Yeah, I agree.
And there's
I
nothing
agree.
in between.
100%. It's like the meme of SpongeBob and Plankton's like computer wife Karen.
Yes.
She's up there. It just says 50% C, 50% weed, and it's just me.
50% O, 50% R.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes.
That's so. I honestly, my initial thought was going to be like, he's going to talk about how Kobe has already won multiple championships.
That
and kinda
too.
made the Lakers a dynasty.
Yeah.
And how much he loves the Orioles and Raiders, but I also totally understand the Oriole part.
Yeah.
Especially when you direct it at Yankee fans.
Right.
So,
But
that
from
makes a lot of
the
sense.
way that you were looking at it, I do think about that too because I'd love to see. Because I've seen all the Lakers championships already. Like
You've been
I've
through
seen a
that.
bunch.
You've
I've
done
been
it.
through. Yeah.
The Lakers, like, if they win, you're like, yeah, but like you've seen it.
And then the other 3 I haven't seen.
Yeah.
So I could see an Orioles championship,
about
a
that first
Lakers
time.
championship, or another Lakers championship on top of all the ones I've seen, and then a first Raiders Super Bowl that I've ever witnessed. They got smoked the one time they went there, and I was like 3.
And they should have been in another Super Bowl.
If Tom Brady wasn't a fucking
They
hack.
didn't admit that he did what he did.
Yeah. And then what's the other? And then the Flyers, obviously haven't won a championship since fucking
Nothing
1975.
like the first time.
Yeah, so I would love that.
Nothing like the first time.
I'd love to
But I
throw in
totally-
another Tar
I
Heel
totally
W too.
Understand the Orioles side. 'Cause
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense too.
Yeah, just go O's, baby. It's just always the O's for me.
Once you said, because I
I am
consider myself
the Oriole.
The Orioles?
Yeah.
the whole franchise. You consider
Yeah.
yourself the entire franchise.
You can really identify as whatever you want nowadays in society. So I think I identify as an Oriole bird.
Oriole.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I definitely identify as a Boston
As a
Celtic.
green lucky.
Yeah, definitely. I literally.
A green lucky, I said.
If I could fucking write Celtic pride everywhere in my room, I would.
I respect it.
Especially right up in the ceilings when I wake up, I just stare at. Like, oh yeah, I forgot I have Celtic pride.
There's a good chance that I get an Oriole Magic tattoo within the next 5 years.
I've said this to multiple people. If the Celtics win a championship, I'm getting a tattoo right here of the banner.
You should get it this year, like next week.
No.
Be one of those guys.
Idiot,
Yeah, that shit's so crazy to me. There's always one guy. He's like, I'm gonna go do it. I'm that confident. No, you're not.
Have
dude.
they not learned from the last
Yeah,
one?
you've just jinxed an entire fan base, and everyone's gonna hate you.
Speaking of that, Ja Rule really fucked shit up for the Knicks.
Yeah, he did.
They're hating him right now.
Yeah.
50 said, don't come back to New York. He said, don't come back. Oh, man.
Ja Rule,
What an
Ja
app,
Rule.
though. What an app. I
Great episode. That was a fun one.
think we're ready to wrap it up if you want to take us home here.
I think so too. Yeah, but thank you for listening. Obviously, I would appreciate it very greatly if you liked this episode. Gave it a little thumbs up. Got to smash that subscribe button. Let's get these numbies up. We're at like 150 still. Let's get that to 200 soon. Let's just get that to 200. Just be good for us. We'd love that. So help us out. That's true. I mean, the bigger we get this thing, the more cool shit we can do. So
that's very cool.
Yeah, we'd love to do more cool shit.
Say true.
True and cool. True, cool.
Truly cool.
All of it. Coolly true. All right, brother. Good episode. I'm RJ Tamila.
Sam Cohen.
It's the NBA playoffs, baby. Tune in, lock in. It's the Pro Am Pod. We're out.
Catch y'all next week.